Digging around. I got my spade, I got my hoe, I got my rake, and I'm ready to go.
Well, how spectacular is this? This is Australia's Coral Coast, just out of Geraldton. We're heading into wildflower country. Welcome to Spring in the Garden in WA. I'm Trevor Cochrane. We've got a great show for you today. Here's what's coming up.
Today, I'm going to show you all about aquaponics and how size doesn't matter.
I'm going to explain how planting your garden can save you water and money.
I'm going to show you how to get the best results when repotting your patio and indoor plants.
There is no doubt that Perth is feeling the pinch when it comes to water, and we are one of the fastest growing parts on the planet. And so water has quickly become one of our most precious assets. Now, fortunately, the Water Corporation has a plan to secure that water future. And they have 3 pillars, and one is to reduce our water use, find new sources, and to increase recycling. But you know, in the home, I think one of our greatest opportunities is literally going down the drain. Now, if you look at the average home, we have massive opportunities to reuse water, and that's in the laundry, the bath, and the shower. Now, we call this stuff grey water for obvious reasons. And we produce a lot of this stuff, 200 to 300 litres per day. That can be 100,000 litres per year, and it's all perfectly suited for the garden. As a tip, you can put a bucket in the shower, or you can capture the water when you're washing your veggies. But remember that technically this is wastewater, so it could be contaminated, so we have to be very careful using it. You can use it on the garden, but just avoid areas like the lawn and other high traffic areas. Or we can get ourselves a seriously nifty grey water system. Now, a fancy system like this, obscured under my porch, takes a real pounding because it has to deal with my grubby family. But what it gives me is a full day's worth of watering once a week through summer. Now, that means I can reduce my impact or use of scheme by 30%. But to get the best out of a grey water system, you've got to follow a couple of steps. Number one is the grey water is only as good as the products you use. So go for those environmentally friendly products, and the liquids tend to be best. And number two is it's really good to rotate the grey water through the garden, and that means you spread it out. Don't just keep dumping it on the same spot. Now, you will see that we have this fancy purple pipe, and this is the special drip irrigation that's been designed for grey water, and it's actually a legal requirement that you use this type of irrigation for the grey water systems. But you'll be surprised to learn that a fancy system like the one I have can be fully installed for a lot less than you think. Prices are coming down all the time, so check with the water unit of the WA Health Department for details on suppliers and requirements. I promise you that if carefully installed and managed, a grey water system is going to make a profound difference to help you secure water for your garden this summer.
Spring is the perfect time of the year to be getting out and gardening because we've still got some rains coming in. So start planting now. You'll be astounded at the great results you get.
Well, it's been another winter of below par rainfall, and we all know the summer to come will be long, hot and dry. So saving water remains, as always, incredibly important. For the average homeowner, the greatest potential source of water savings will come from the garden. By following simple water-wise practices, we can all minimise our water use in the garden and save significant amounts of this precious resource. Every house is allocated rostered watering days. Possibly the simplest and most effective practice we can all put in place is to abide by our watering roster. Watering rosters are in place to help us all reduce our use and to ensure we have secure water supplies for generations to come. Watering is only permitted once on each of your rostered watering days, either before 9 AM or after 6 PM. By sticking to your rostered watering days, you'll be able to make a big difference to your water saving ability. To find out what your rostered watering days are couldn't be simpler. All you need to know is your street number and then head over to the Water Corporation website. The site will detect whether you're using a smartphone or a tablet and automatically change its layout so you can navigate the site more easily. There's 3 simple steps to follow. Firstly, enter your street number, then your postcode, and whether or not you have a bore. The website will quickly do the rest and you'll soon have the information you need. Programming your reticulation controller for your allocated watering days as well as correct station run times is essential to ensure efficient water use in your garden. If you need help setting your reticulation, contact a water-wise irrigator. They'll be more than happy to help. Remember, saving water and using it wisely is everyone's responsibility. Sticking to our allocated watering days is an easy and effective way to do this, making sure there'll be water for all for generations to come.
Have you ever had bananas and not been sure when they're ripe? Well, this is the sure sign. If they've split, they've actually become overripe. What you want to do is pick them just as they're starting to yellow, up just a little bit like this. So you're just getting a bit of colour in, take them inside, pop a plastic bag over the top, and they'll naturally ripen over just a few days. They already taste sensational like this, but if you want that yellow colour, that's what you've got to do. After the break, more brilliant gardening advice right here on The Garden Gurus. This has been one of the best growing seasons I can remember in my garden, and the trees have taken off in my edible garden. In fact, everything's really growing well. But there's something that you need to do if you want to contain it. Doesn't matter that I've got a huge garden, I want to put in more trees. So I do have to keep these trees to a reasonable size. Now, this is the time of the year that you get stuck into them. With all the growth comes problems. Plants can get too big. They lean into other plants, smothering them, and sometimes they just grow in a gangly, unattractive way. Now's the perfect time to shape your trees and shrubs up and to add a heap of green waste to your compost heap or bin. With deciduous trees, you do have to be careful. You don't want to cut off all the fruiting wood, but if you've got something like this is that beautiful Pinkerbell apple. This actually fruits off the first year wood, so you don't want to prune this one at all. Plums and peaches, almonds and nectarines will all benefit from a prune to shape and possibly removing any crossing branches that rub together. But try to remove only this year's growth at the most. Older wood will produce flowers and fruit in November and December. Now, there's a few rules that you have to remember. If you're going to get a ladder and climb up into a tree, make sure somebody's holding the ladder and they support you. But to be quite honest, grab yourself one of these extended reach pruners. They've been around for 15 years. Fiskars, they made an absolutely beautiful product. It's really easy to use. I swear, if you're going to get an extendable pruner, this is the one to get. And one more thing, and it's a really important thing, with all this waste, don't forget that it's absolutely wonderful mulch. Grab yourself one of these silent shredders. They'll turn it into a fantastic compost for your garden.
As a professional grower, I know that whether you're growing beautiful indoor plants or gorgeous patio colour, a quality potting mix will mean the difference between success or failure. Having plants around the house not only looks good, but they're good for you. They help improve air quality and add a lovely ambience to the home. To get the most out of your indoor and patio plants, investing in a quality potting mix will ensure your plants stay looking fantastic with a minimum amount of care. The secret to a good potting mix starts with quality raw ingredients. These are carefully composted and then combined to create the right amount of aeration and drainage. A natural mineral called zeolites is then added. This helps to store nutrition and also will retain moisture. Bailey's Premium Potting Mix has slow-release fertilisers that provide prolonged and sustained feeding to the plants. A quality mix like this will use a combination of both 3 to 4 and 8 to 9 month controlled release fertilisers. Their unique polymer coating uses a process of osmosis to detect when food is required and actually trickle feeds nutrition to the plants on a daily basis, providing food to the plants just the way they like it and resulting in optimum growth. A natural wetting agent like Growsorb is a vital addition to any potting mix. It ensures water is absorbed quickly and easily, overcoming the natural water repellent tendencies of the base products. This colocasia is going to perform beautifully indoors, and the lavender would look gorgeous out on the patio. Bailey's potting mix has long been regarded as the best of the best. They've been supplying quality ingredients to the horticultural industry and the general gardening public for over 4 generations. It doesn't matter whether you're potting indoor plants, hanging baskets, or setting up your kitchen garden. If you choose a quality potting mix, you're going to be guaranteed of success every time.
Good garden design is the key to creating a water-wise and drought-tolerant garden. Grouping plants together based on their requirements for water, soil and climatic conditions will make maintenance easy and prevent overwatering. Plants grouped together and managed correctly will thrive and create what we're all after, a beautiful and productive garden. Creating garden zones based on the water requirements of the plants is referred to as hydrozoning, and this allows your garden irrigation system to be set up to provide the exact amount of water all the plants in a particular zone require. Fertilising and soil requirements of these plants will be the same as well, so garden maintenance will be simpler and even easier. Primary zones are ones of high water use and may require daily hand watering to supplement the water applied by your irrigation system. These zones are typically highly productive, such as the veggie patch. A secondary zone will include all the moderate demand plants. These plants will thrive on 2 standard waters per week and will include lawns, ornamentals and some fruit tree varieties. Minimal zones are for low water use plants, such as established natives and super hardy succulents. Plants such as these may require only hand watering through the hottest part of the year. To design hydrozones in a garden will require in-depth knowledge about the growth habits and cultural requirements of a wide range of plants. For gardeners needing help sourcing this information, a WaterWise accredited landscaper or WaterWise accredited garden centre should be your first stop. They specialise in helping gardeners make great choices for their gardens. Well-designed gardens will not only look great and grow well, but will have the potential to save the garden owner plenty of money. When plants are watered and fertilised correctly and provided with the ideal environment, they will thrive without wasting water or costly fertilisers. A WaterWise garden will provide a balance between plants, lawns and hardscapes, giving you fit-for-purpose spaces that suit your lifestyle and budget. Visit the Water Corporation website for more information or to browse our WaterWise Plants directory for great planting ideas.
Aquaponics has been adopted to commercially grow vegetables and fish the world over. And it's that simple, it's something that you can do at home quite easily. If you're a bit handy, you can DIY and build a system of any size. But if you're time poor or don't want to build it yourself, then you can purchase an aquaponics system fully included. The size of your system will be dictated by how much room you have and how much food you want to grow. This pond is 1.5 metres square and holds approximately 1,300 litres. When the system matures, which can take up to 6 months, and with extra filtration, you can grow up to 40 fish. A grow bed of this size will produce more than enough vegetables for 2 people. But if you have a bigger family or just want to grow more, then adding a second grow bed onto the same pond is going to deliver a huge amount of produce for a relatively small footprint. This system will suit a large family, and when you overhang the grow bed over the pond, it takes up about 4 metres in length and 1.5 in width, leaving plenty of room to move around the outside. And you can even position it in the corner like this. You can grow a good amount of leafy greens. You'll be able to pick fresh leaves as and when you want. It's great for spinach, kale, lettuces, celery, beetroot. Hey, and don't worry about the spacing. You can really pack them in. Cherry tomatoes grow really well in aquaponics. You can allow them to drape down over the sides of the grow bed, or if you want to maintain more space and allow more room for other vegetables, using a wire trellis will be really helpful. There are lots of ready-made trellises available at your local hardware store, or you can make one yourself with some wire. When you pick the size and shape that suits you, pushing it down into the expanded clay will help keep it balanced. And then it's a case of training your plants up the wire. There are many different types of vegetables you can grow and train up the trellis. Broad beans, runner beans, snow peas, even Lebanese cucumber. As a quick tip, if you get a damp spot right where the water enters the grow bed all the time, this is a perfect place to grow an edible water plant like watercress. Aquaponics is going to keep you in a supply of fresh organic vegetables at your fingertips. And it's a hobby that's going to help keep you healthy.
Vertical gardens are having an amazing effect in homes throughout the state. The benefits generated by the cool, lush green walls they create are many, from improving the aesthetics to cooling the house to providing a source of fresh veggies and herbs. At Waldex, there's a vertical garden ideal for every house and garden, and today I'm going to show you a few of the best. An ideal purpose for a vertical garden is to provide colour and texture to a bland and drab wall or fence. The wall multi-hang is a perfect system for this. Easy to install and suitable for a wide range of locations, multi-hang will allow the gardener to grow everything from ornamentals to edibles with ease. An impressive feature of the multi-hang system is the large volume of the pots. This allows for a huge 5 litres of potting media into each module. This means healthier and easier to maintain plants. The system also allows the gardener to get creative because the modules can be hung any way you like. The potting media is critically important in a vertical garden. It needs to be light and yet still able to hold moisture and nutrients around the root systems of the plants. Premium quality mix is a crucial investment and the extra cost will be repaid by the performance of the plants. The Waldex Eco Easy Garden is a great option for gardens with limited space or gardeners just looking for the easiest option. Made from 100% recycled plastic bottles, it's a great option for the environment too. Just a couple of screws in the wall and they're ready to hang. Hang the Easy Garden onto the screws and then fill each pocket with the growing media and then add your plant. Water in with a seaweed tonic and your plant is off to a great start. The Easy Garden material will hold on to some of the water as it passes through the fabric and then release it back to the plant as required. Very clever. We'll show you more soon, but first, let's see what's happening in 9 News. For homeowners looking for a sharp modern look in a range of colours, it's hard to go past the mini garden range. These crisp looking modules can be clicked together in a variety of ways and can even be set up as a freestanding unit. Perfect for units and townhouses as well as standard homes, the flexibility of this system is a highlight. The mini garden can be set up as a standard vertical garden, or with corners as a wall frame, or even as a living wall as a freestanding system. The components simply click together and there is a built-in irrigation system, making it perfect for homeowners with a busy lifestyle. Vertical gardens are a sensational addition to any building. They look great, they cool the building, they freshen the air, and they can even act as noise suppressions. And what could be better than stepping outside your kitchen door and harvesting fresh fruit and vegetables? Waldex are the home of vertical gardens. Visit your local store and check out the fantastic range.
Well, that's it for this week's show. I hope you enjoyed it. If there's anything you want to know, well, all you have to do is simply visit our website. We've got fact sheets, we've got video clips from the program. You can check it out there. Or if you want to ask a question, become a friend on Facebook. It's very simple, Facebook.com/The Garden Gurus. I'm Trevor Cochrane. We're back next week with another sensational program. Look forward to seeing you then.
Digging around. I got my spade, I got my hoe, I got my rake, and I'm ready to go.
G'day and welcome to the Garden Gurus. And no, this isn't a footy show, but let's face it, this time of the year, most of us spend a heap of time on the grass, or watching it at least. So here's what's coming up on today's show. Go the Dockers.
Hi, I'm Steve, and on today's show, I'm going to show you how to transform your soil so that you can grow pawpaws just like this.
Today, I'm going to show you how to save your sandy soil with one easy step.
To call it a gift from the heavens may sound a little cliche, but living here in a rural area, well, we rely on the rain collected on our roof to supply all the water internally for our house. The laundry, showers and toilets, they're all supplied with water directly from the rainwater tank. You might be surprised just how much water you could save by installing your own rainwater tank and having it plumbed directly into your household supply. For the average home, this is a system that works especially well during the cooler months, when the tank can be topped up with regular rainfall. Even a small rainwater tank plumbed into the laundry can save the average household around 20,000 litres of water a year. In summer, the system simply switches back to main supply. Just think of all the water that you can save. It's so much better than watching that precious rainwater drain off into the local stormwater system. Of course, if you've got the space, you could install a larger tank that could save you even more water that could be utilised in and around the garden. By connecting to an efficient water-wise system that incorporates pressure compensating drippers and MP rotators, you can be confident that every drop you collect will be used wisely. If you're building a new home, you might like to consider an underground storage system. These innovative tanks are available through your local hardware store and are ideal for smaller properties. Collecting the rainwater from our roofs and utilising it in and around our homes makes so much sense to me. By installing a rainwater tank, it's a simple way that we can help contribute to our ever-changing environment. Log on to the Water Corporation's website at watercorporation.com.au for more great water-saving ideas.
The art form of growing bonsai is something that's becoming incredibly popular. They are such beautiful plants, but it is something you need to know about. So what we've done is we've popped up on our website all of the local bonsai societies around Australia's details. So maybe you can find your local one and find out a little bit more about these amazing plants.
Gardening in much of WA certainly has its challenges, not the least being the impoverished nature of our soils. Dry, gutless and water repellent, they lack most of the components that many of our garden plants need for strong, healthy growth. Sandy soils are unable to hold moisture or support the microscopic soil life. For a trouble-free garden, you must add rich, composted organics. They'll help hold moisture and they'll feed the soil microbes. An ideal solution is Bailey's Soil Improver Plus. It's a fully composted and mature product made to suit West Aussie conditions. Bailey's has been perfecting their quality garden products for almost 90 years, and it shows in their soil improver. Apply to the garden bed at the recommended rate, then dig into at least 100 millimetres deep. It will add valuable organic material to your sand, which will in turn feed and support your plants. This is a premium quality product, made to Australian standards with the reassurance of the red ticks. It also contains Growsorb, a professional quality wetting agent, which greatly improves water penetration and re-wetting capacity. It'll make sure your garden stays moist right through summer and your valuable plants won't get stressed. Soil Improver Plus is a Smart Approved and Waterwise approved product. This means it has been tested and proven reliable, and you can see the improvement in the soil straight away. Improving the soil prior to planting makes a lot of sense. Plants will establish more quickly and have greater resilience to testing conditions. Using a premium product, one that will improve soil structure and soil fertility, will give you the best results. And remember, happy soil means happy gardener.
If there was one style of gardening that captivates and enthralls, it has to be bonsai. Let's be honest, it's a truly fascinating form of gardening originating from China about 3,000 years ago and moving to Korea where they called it bunjai, and eventually to the Japanese about 1,300 years ago. They mastered it as an art form, and today it's appreciated across the planet as not just a type of gardening, but a true art form in its own right. A couple of days ago, I got a flyer in the mail that reminded me just how passionate some West Australians are about the art form that is growing bonsai. Now, I've dropped around one of my mate's places to show you his incredible bonsai collection. Check this out. G'day, John.
G'day, Joe.
Mate, this is fantastic. How long have you been into bonsai?
Well, I've been doing bonsai now for 29 years.
Wow.
And I started bonsai because I like nature and trees and plants. And so rather than growing tomatoes or carrots, I decided I'd do bonsai. And I've never regretted it.
Once a year you have your show.
Yes, that's our big event of the year.
And now tomorrow is the big day. So
It is.
tell me about it.
Our show this year is in the Morley, is a sports and recreation centre.
Yep.
And every member brings their best trees, of course.
The Bonsai Society of WA is made up of a group of people who appreciate these beautiful plants to the point of obsession. And this year they've invited an international bonsai master, Bjorn Borholm, who is in Perth conducting workshops. So Bjorn, a lot of people think that bonsai is an older person's hobby, you know, the Karate Kid and so on, but it's not, is it? It's something that's really popular with younger people these days.
Yeah, absolutely. When I first got into bonsai, I would attend the local club meetings in my hometown, and most of the people were at least probably 2 generations beyond me.
Yeah.
So I didn't have anybody I could really relate to there. But these days, as I travel around the world, it's getting very popular amongst young people.
The chance to learn from someone with Bjorn's experience is rare and only possible if you're a member of the Bonsai Society of WA, who sponsored his visit to WA. Now, we have information about the Society up on our website, so make sure you check it out. Why don't you drop in to the Morley Sport and Recreation Centre tomorrow from 9 a.m. and check out the amazing display of bonsai that are on show there. You can learn from the experts. You might even be able to buy one to take home yourself. Perth has a long, hot, dry summer ahead of it, and the things you do now will make the world of difference to reducing the amount of water your garden needs to survive the summer months.
Growing fresh, healthy veggies and herbs at home is highly enjoyable and incredibly rewarding. But not everybody has the garden space or the physical capacity to build and maintain a veggie patch at ground level. And this is why raised garden beds have become so very popular. Today, I'm going to show you a product that makes raised garden beds easy and realistic for everyone. The veg truck is flat packed, light and easy to move, so getting them where they're needed is no problem at all. Building them is easy too. It's a simple matter of screwing the panels together. And unlike other prefabricated garden beds, they're not bulky or difficult to move. The timber is sustainably grown plantation fir, and it's been pressure treated, not chemical, so it'll last for years. And they're supplied with a clever membrane liner. This will go in the truck and keep your valuable soil and vegetables in place. A great advantage of a raised bed is it allows you to control the quality of the soil your plants are growing in. No need to worry about contaminated or poor quality sand when you fill your veg truck with top quality compost. The quality and health-giving benefits of your produce are a direct reflection of the soil in which they are grown. So if you want healthy veggies, you must have healthy soil. Another great advantage of raised beds is working height. Not everyone wants to or is even able to get down to ground level to tend to their veggie beds. The veg truck is at the perfect height for people confined to wheelchairs or with mobility issues, or even just people like me with dodgy knees and backs. The easier it is to tend to your veggies, the more enjoyable it'll be and the greater success you'll have. Possibly the biggest challenge for veggie growers is pest control. The days of spraying everything to kill off a few insects we don't like are thankfully long past. The veg truck deals with pests by simply excluding them from the growing area. An easy to add on framed mesh cover will keep your produce pest-free without the addition of any nasty chemicals. The veg truck is a fantastic option for all keen veggie growers, novice and expert alike. They're easy to transport, easy to build, and best of all, easy to use. No more bending or kneeling. They'll allow you to grow fresh, healthy vegetables without nasty pesticides, so you'll know exactly what you're growing. Veg truck. It's a strange name, but it's a great product, and it's available at your local Waldex store.
The rapid growth in WA's population has seen an explosion in housing development, most of it occurring up and down our coastal strip. Now, while the location is fantastic, our soils, well, they can leave a bit to be desired. Growing a successful garden in poor sandy soils is definitely a struggle, especially in WA living on the Perth sandplain. Nutrients and organics leach down through the sand, leaving us with poor growing conditions. We're at the home of Cameron Moyer. When Cameron first moved here, he couldn't believe how hard it was to grow his beloved veggies. No matter how much compost and animal manure he put into this soil, it disappeared in no time, making growing food just plain hard work. A rich loamy soil is the holy grail when it comes to gardening. Basically, they consist of sand, organic material and clay. Cameron had plenty of sand and was adding lots of organic material, but was missing the magic ingredient, clay. Then he discovered Soil Solver, and all of a sudden, the garden started to come together.
I think we've finally cracked it. We used to use a lot of organic matter, and we have tried manures and compost, but the sand would seem to just eat it up. We tried different clay as well, but just had negative results. Finally, we worked out that Soil Solver was the go, and now growing veggies is easy.
By mixing clay into the sand and adding compost, we create loam. The amazing news is that our soil is now transformed permanently. Not only will our veggies, gardens and lawns thrive, but the nutrition and water that was being wasted is now staying here in the root zone where it belongs, helping to save both money and the environment. Cameron, you're pulling some bumper harvests out of this ground. Beautiful food, these snow peas. Sweet and juicy. Now I know you've put your sort of mineralised clay into the soil initially, but it's really important we're replacing that, and rock minerals is one of the best ways to do it.
Yeah, we really believe in this product. We're harvesting like twice a day from this area. To maximise your nutrition, I think you've got to replace the minerals constantly. We believe we're taking those, the minerals out, we need to replace it with something. So I think it's the perfect product just to sprinkle on as you do continually harvest, and then you're maximising your nutrition.
Soil Solver is a West Australian product that transforms sand into healthy, loamy soils. And don't the results speak for themselves?
Well, it's that time of the year again. Footy finals are on, and whether you like the footy or not, I thought this would be the perfect time to discover how professional turf managers create the ultimate playing surface. If you want to have a beautiful, hard-wearing lawn at home, one the dog or the kids won't ruin, this is the story for you. So I've started my journey at Fremantle Footy Oval. This 100-year-old oval is where the Dockers train currently, but modern football is a very professional sport, and they're about to move to a new purpose-built training facility a few kilometres down the road. Brad Patch is the General Manager for Strategic Projects for the Dockers. Brad, tell us about your role here at the Dockers. I mean, footy's become an incredibly professional thing now. It's all about the organisation, isn't it?
Yeah, so I'm the General Manager of Strategic Projects with the club, which is probably quite a unique role for a footy club, in that have someone that's dedicated to developing particularly big, large projects, and we're lucky enough to have probably arguably the two biggest ones in Australia at the moment, in that the Perth Stadium, as it's now known, on the Burswood Peninsula, which is a $1 billion plus piece of infrastructure that Fremantle will call its home in 2018, and the new Coburn facility, our new elite training and admin facility we call it, integrated with the community, which is a $109 million project at Coburn. So obviously the club made the decision that strategically these projects were very important to drive them forward, and I was lucky enough to be offered the opportunity to take them forward, and it's been fantastic thus far.
Fantastic. Now tell me a little bit about the Coburn facility, because it's unique, it's state-of-the-art, isn't it?
Absolutely. So I suppose the key change with this facility compared to others, and a number in the eastern states that I've been lucky enough to be involved in, is it a major paradigm shift away from traditionally what we've had is elite clubs that bring the community into their facilities. What we're looking at is a major community facility or a regional community facility, as opposed to one that would traditionally just service one municipality. This will service up to a 20k radius and beyond, that is then bringing the elite in. So that's quite unique, and it's something that we've very much embraced, and that we see that community interaction and the opportunities with the community is very much a key part of our strategic plan.
Yep.
The majority of the facilities in the overall development are shared. So there's multiple swimming pools. There'll be times when the club will be using those swimming pools where the community will be in there as well. So you could literally be swimming your laps in the middle of the day, and turn around in the lane beside you could be Stephen Hill or one of our other players. So that is quite unique, and we think it'll be a benchmark facility across Australia, not just in elite but in community facilities.
Stephen Hill, midfielder. How important is a good playing surface to a professional footy player these days?
Yeah, it's pretty important, you know. You don't want players getting injured. The ground might be coming out under your feet, so having good surface is pretty important.
So when it comes to training facility, then it's really critical that you've got the best training facility.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we like to train the way we play, so having a good ground to train on is ideal.
So this new facility that's being set up now, this is something to really look forward to as far as a professional footy player goes.
Yeah, definitely. Excited for the move and can't wait till we get in there, and I'm sure the facilities are going to be great.
I've made it down here to the Coburn training facility. They're about to start setting up to lay the turf. I'll show you the secrets to the perfect turf lawn, but first, here's what's coming up tonight on 9 News. Nick Clayton is the State Manager for Grounds for Programmed, and what Nick doesn't know about this new playing training facility isn't worth knowing. Well, Nick, it's a unique opportunity to see something at the very beginning of construction. Now, normally when I'm recommending to people about setting up a lawn, I wouldn't be suggesting going straight into sand. You can't be going into this sand, can you?
No, Trev, this is actually our finished subsoil base. We actually have to come up another 350 mil on top of that with 2 different layers of material.
OK, what are they?
We start off with 100 mil of gravel, and it's very specially sized gravel. And from there, we build a layer of topsoil on the top of that, which has been treated with a 10% mix of cocoa peat. That helps in water retention, nutrient retention, and obviously is very good for the environment as well.
Nick, tell me about the grass variety you're going to be using here.
We recommend the wintergreen couch grass that's grown here locally in WA. However, in the winter season, when predominantly most of the play is, the surface is oversown with a cool season ryegrass.
When will the boys be able to actually play on this surface? What sort of time frame are we talking about?
It'll be suitable for play training probably around April if we have a good growing season and the horticultural gods are nice to us, Trev.
Wow. OK, I've got to admit it, I'm a bit of a Dockers fan, but the lessons being learned here in laying this brand new training facility out are things that we can all use at home. Preparing your soil, making sure, one, it's free draining by putting that gravel base in, and then over the top, improved soil. Make sure it's sandy, but using something like cocoa peat that's available to home gardeners really does help with moisture and nutrient retention. And of course, your grass variety, well, it's up to you. I've got to say, I think wintergreen is a great grass, and it does grow in most states in Australia. So take those on, and by the way, go to Dockers. Well, that's it for this week's show. Now, we've got heaps of great advice coming up, not just about getting the best results out of your lawn. Can't wait to see you next week for another great episode of The Garden Gurus, and go the Dockers.